welcome back to my channel. This is Roslyn Oladeji, and today I'll be talking about proof of fund. So what you need to take care of when you are applying for visa at the Italian embassy. So as you may know, I'm showing you the requisite document for study enrollment in university. This is actually the document that you will take, the list of documents rather, that you will take to the embassy. Right now it is TLS, so it is through TLS you apply to the embassy. So, and this thing is also from their website when you are registering to submit your visa application. I won't be wasting a lot of time on all these other ones. You can, when you are going, you will see them and it is easy basically. But today I'll be focusing on the proof of fund, and this is one aspect that a lot of people miss, and this hindered them from getting visa. You understand? So you have to take care of this aspect very well so that you are guaranteed visa, because once this part is taken care of, you don't have any problem. So we move straight to the section B, which says documentation pertaining to the applicant's personal financial means. So you have to take care of this place very well. And then they said documentary evidence that the applicant, if working, or the parents, father and mother, if the applicant is a student, must have a reliable, note this, they said reliable, verifiable, and regular source of income adequate to provide the student with sufficient financial means covering the full duration of the academic year, which is 460.28 cents euros per month, which is equals to 5,000. Let's just round it up to 6,000 euro per year. So the following documents are to be provided. Did you see what they said? The document you are going to be disclosing, everything has to be reliable, verifiable, and then you have to prove that it is a regular source of income. So that is one of the clauses that is always when they give pre-rejection letter. The income is not regular or is not able to suffice for equal to 6,000 euros per year. You understand? So now let's go to those documents that are to be provided, the documentation. So they said bank statement covering the last 6 months. So if you are applying in September, you are going to provide, you backdate 6 months earlier. If you are applying in July, for instance, you do January to June. Okay, covering that month you are applying as well. So you do 6 months of that bank statement. The documentation pertaining to financial investment, if available. Certificate of payment of tax on personal income, PIT, personal income tax. So it has to be available. So, but some tips is that if that person is working maybe local government and a teacher or in company, they actually sometimes remove their personal income tax from their salary straight. So what you will need to submit at this point is just the pay slip. So the pay slip was already show amount of tax that is being deducted. Do you understand? So, but if the person is a business owner, then you might be talking about company income tax. You get the point. So that is the difference. So, but tax certificate has to be presented. Then letter of employment stating duration of employment and financial terms. So if that person is already working, you just present your letter of employment, because of course some income will be coming from this, and they need to verify and see that proof that okay, you are working and this, you are getting this kind of pay. Do you get? Then pay slips covering the last 6 months. Also proof of real estate property if applicable. So the proof of real estate property, you see that they are saying proof, and that the topic is proof of fund. I have a lot of people that they say I have 20 million in my account, right? And then at the end of the day, they were rejected because it's not the fund that we are talking about. We are talking about proof of fund. So you have to put yourself in that shoe of the visa officer, right? That's okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the proof that okay, the amount of money I am presenting is reliable, is verifiable, and regular source of income. That is it. So the it has to be proof. It is basically proof, and you can't say you are smart and then 2 weeks to or 1 week to that day that you are presenting that document is when you tell your friend or to transfer money to your account. No, because they will verify. They will verify. I have some people that maybe one of their parents or both of their parents are no more. At those points, you have to make sure that maybe your guardian is able to give you a document to prove in quotes, that the money will be available to you. You understand? So I have someone that went recently, and when I read, the application and every of the document that she put together, in fact, for me, I was able to. This is beyond reasonable doubt. You understand? So, if you are able to present your documents that you are able to show that it's beyond reasonable doubt that this income is verifiable, and then it is reliable. You don't have any problem. In 3 weeks, visa was approved, and people were waiting more months before they received any response. So I will advise that you put in all your effort. When you have a land, for instance, you have to provide deed of assignments. If someone is giving you gift, even if you can do gift deed of gift, you get. If you're able to, it is proof. It's not the money itself. So if you should prove beyond reasonable doubt that okay, this money will be available to you. So that you have to put yourself in the shoe of the visa officer. You understand? And again, another thing I will I will suggest is that when you are preparing your document, always make sure that it is your parents, that is sponsoring you, and then yourself. If you have the means, you can also put yourself. Why? Because you want to, as I said before, always put yourself in the shoe of the visa officer. Judge yourself at that point. When it is your parent, it is assumed that they still have that responsibility to take care of you. They won't leave you stranded when you get to Italy. You understand? So um, that money will be available to you because you are their child and you bear the saving. But peradventure, they don't have that capacity, and then maybe your brother or any other person in your family is the one sponsoring you. Make sure that you bear the same surname. You understand? And then after you even bear the same surname, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that okay, this money from this person will be available to you. One of the things that people do is to actually send that money into their account. You get, and always make sure, especially if it is your parent or anyone you are using, any account you are using, make sure that there is cash flow in that account. An account cannot be dead and then you just pour 20 million, 10 million at a point in one time. Maybe the cash flow in that account is maybe 250,000, and then you come and then just put 10,000 once. It is questionable. Do you understand? And what are we achieving or aiming for? Is to prove without reasonable doubt. You get. So you can't be doing something questionable. You understand? Because you are trying to prove that you have money. Do you get it? So at every opportunity, if it is you sold a land and then it is coming into that account, yeah, the description has to be sales of land, and then something has to back it up. It's not just sales of land on that document. What's it called? The documents, the lawful documents that back the sales of that land, receipt and everything, has to be submitted as well. Of course, they will give you back all your documents original, but you have to submit everything in original copy. So you have to make sure that all these things is followed thoroughly. And at the end of the day, when you get it, and you yourself sit down and say, have I been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that this money will be available to me? Do you get? So that is the case. So if an uncle and an auntie, you bear the same surname, that is the most ideal. It doesn't mean that what's it called? That if it is another person, they won't grant you, but you have to be able to prove that this money will be available to you. If it is a guardian, you have to show that, okay, indeed, there's a document that transfer your guardianship to that person when the parent is no more. You understand? It's not just by mouth, it's not just by writing. You have to see something that will back it up. And if it is an auntie, that money can be transferred into your own bank account. You understand? So it has moved and then that person is also writing a letter to back it up, a sponsorship letter, that okay, this money has been transferred. And if there is any sales, I would say proof of real estate property, pay slips, letter of employment, certificate of payment of tax, all these things have to be backed with documents that are proving it. So I think I've been able to convince you and not convince you that you look beyond money or the amount in your bank account. Rather, they look at the proof that this money will be available to you and you won't be stranded when you get to Italy. But if you have any other question pertaining to study abroad and then what's it called? Proof of fund, please let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friend as well. It will help them. So moving to the scholarship granted by accredited institution, if it is by scholarship, within 3 days you even get your document. You don't need any visa if it is fully funded. But if it is not fully funded, you need proof of fund for your visa application. The last tip that I think it is worth mentioning is also the fact that when you are doing this, please do a lot of research on the place you are going. You understand? I've made a video on cost of living in different parts of Italy, and then you might be able to section your cost of living because it will also influence. So this 5,803.64 euros is actually general, right? As you can, I will link the picture the video here. You should listen to it. But one thing you have to do is that, or you have to know is that the cost of living in the south is different from the cost of living in the north, right? So if you are staying in Bari, Puglia, it's different from you staying in Milan, Florence, and the likes. Housing, even Rome, housing is more expensive in London generally in the south. You could get some housing of around 250, 300, which is very good in Bari. But in in Rome, that's just you are just getting started. 400 to 600, for a room. So when you are now able to know, and you are accounting for, you have a segment in your letter dedicated to the list of costs. You are saying that okay, accommodation is this. They will say, oh, this guy know where, or this lady actually know what he or she is doing, right? That okay, this money, you have that section that say, okay, rent per month is this, and then for that year you multiply by 12. Yeah, for feeding, maybe you say 7 euros per day, multiply by per month, and then per year, this is it. You go to the okay telephone, which is about maybe 12 euros, 10 euros, and you segment it like that. Do you understand? Transportation, cost of flight is one off. You put it, everything, you aggregate everything, and then it is equating to an amount which should be equal to this or more than this. You understand? They will be able to know that no, this guy know where he's going. He has done preliminary analysis or research to actually know what he or she will face, in that, and they will take you more seriously. And then you are now, after you sum everything up, you now aggregate it, and that money maybe is now the money that is in that account you are showing, or even more than that. Yeah, you are talking, and then you are now even able to prove this money will be available to you. My dear, you are able to, and that's what we want to achieve. So I think this is really it. After everything you have worked, and then you sit down, read everything again, and if you yourself you are convinced that you have convinced yourself, yeah, then that's what we are talking about. Yeah. So I think this will be it. But if you have any other question, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer them in the comment section. So till we meet again, doing everything, success will follow, by God's grace. Ciao, ciao. Hey, don't forget to subscribe.